So, what I'm going to talk about is why I've failed or why a lot of my relationships have failed. And I feel like until I started doing a lot of this emotional work, that it was always the other person's problem. Like they didn't love me enough, they were too critical, they kept secrets, they were judgmental, um, all kinds of things. But basically, when you accept 100% responsibility for your life, it makes it very easy to go through all of your mistakes and go, no, this was my part, and I'm going to own it. This is my part, I'm going to own it. Sure, in a relationship, it's nice when the partner takes a percentage of the responsibility, but ultimately, it's your life. You need to be responsible for it, and it made my life in particular just very easy to just. It's me. Everything is me. So what I found was like I was always trying to be perfect, like the perfect partner. So whatever I'd read or whatever concepts that I got from my parents or whatever I saw on TV as the perfect partner, I'd try and do those. And it was a very intellectual endeavor. So it took me a lot of energy to always remain to be perfect. And then no one is perfect. So whenever something would happen, like I'd forget something or I'd say something that was inflammatory or insensitive, where there would be a fight that would happen and it would dissolve into chaos because I'd be like, oh, I'm imperfect. The whole thing's like just a mess. So me now being able to accept that it's feedback and just allowing myself to go, okay, I'm not perfect. I can let go of trying to be perfect and make different decisions about that, whatever those events are in the future. Um, so for me to recover from that took me quite a while. Like when I would do something that was silly or caused a rift or tension in the relationship, it would take me like hours or even sometimes days or a week to go recover from this sense of inferiority. Also, what I do is in the beginnings of a relationship, I would rush in, dissolve all the boundaries, and like say I'd like all this stuff that I never liked, and be really fluid and sharing and not be mindful of who I was and what I needed. So that would play out as like when I felt like I needed to be alone, all those behaviors that I'd set up at the start of the relationship um, were not consistent. So there was like this inconsistency with at the start of the relationship to midway through the relationship, and that caused a rift around like, oh, you're changing, I'm changing, and it made the other person feel insecure that I was changing. But in reality, I didn't really know who I was, and I was desperately wanted someone to love me. So I just push all my boundaries away, like spending silly amounts of money, always paying for food, always doing stuff, even though deep down I was starting to feel resentful and I wasn't aware of that. Even just I wasn't aware of being aware of it enough just express that I felt resentful. Or being able to express my needs, like I need to be alone, I need this, I don't want to keep paying for stuff. Um, Part of that cycle of letting my boundaries down is love bombing. So, what that is just bombarding someone with affection and gestures of love and togetherness and what would happen was it would overwhelm the other person, so they would be just putty basically. And then once I'd get what I want, which could be sex or it could be information or some kind of affection, I would withdraw all my love. And withdrawing my love was quite jarring, because I'd created such an expectation and such a presence of love and such support that when I take it away, it's like just pulling the rug out. So that was a huge, that's stuff that I would do. Uh, um, I would also be very ashamed of my sexuality. So I would be really caught up in trying to be perfect with my sexuality. So whatever I'd seen on porn or read about sex, like it would be, I've got to maintain this. And maintaining an erection was a huge deal for me. And so like even if I wanted an orgasm, I'd be like trying to push it away. No, I've got to keep this erection for as long as I can, not paying attention to what my body wanted and what I felt. So that would like me feeling like I was failing in sex because I wasn't, or my erection wasn't as hard as it could be, or my partner didn't make enough noises, or I hadn't spent enough time with my partner. So, but my head, I'd just be all up in my head, just trying to like think about how I was supposed to make this relationship perfect or this intimate moment perfect. And I feel like that's where a lot of my energy went instead of just being present. So a lot of my relationships failed because I wasn't present, and I was always seeking other ways to get out of it. Like I would sit with the discomfort of being anxious, or sit with the discomfort of feeling guilty. I would always try and do a task, read a book, play a game, go for a walk, listen to some music, instead of just sitting with it and going, no, this is guilt, and just, okay, yeah, I made a mistake. And then knowing that I can forgive myself and make better decisions in the future. Also, I didn't realize up until now what triangles were. So I would be like in my last relationship, there was a triangle with the freaking cat. Okay, so my partner at the time, and the cat, I'll play a triangle with them where like I'd be feeling resentful towards her, so I'd give more affection to the cat and make sure that she would see that I'm giving affection to the cat. And in hindsight, I'm like, what the like seriously? Um, and I just, instead of just being able to express like I feel frustrated, I can't give you the affection when I want to give you affection. So like I'll feel rejected, and then I'll take that rejection out as revenge by giving more affection to the cat. Like just extra pats, extra food, extra snacks, just talking to the cat affectionately was just like, in hindsight, I'm like, what am I even doing? So, and reconciling after fights. So I would be the least motivated out of all my relationships to try and come together after a fight. Like basically after a big fight, I'm like, sod it, this relationship is ridiculous, it's never going to work, I'm wasting my time, I could be doing something on my own, and it's just a waste of energy. Like they're never going to see it my way, I'm always the one that's to blame, which comes from a parental script where apologies were always half-hearted. There was always, oh, I'm sorry, but I meant this, or I'm sorry, but this. And then those patterns is repeated, and I've got them, and I take them into my relationships. So repairing after a fight is really important. My parents still don't do that. But now it doesn't affect me as much as it used to. So my boundaries with my parents are much stronger. And they're not going to change. So it's up to me to take responsibility for my life and change what I want. I want to be a better person. So I want to change that about me, because I want to be able to, when we have a fight with a partner, just be able to feel the anger and the rage and the frustration and the guilt or the aloneness and grief and whatever else is there. Go, this is all my feelings. This is all my stuff. This is all related to my wounding. Once I've felt it all, um, do whatever I need to put energy back into my body, and then go and repair. Because I think if you don't repair, the relationship is never going to work. And I think it's really important to make an effort to repair. I think it's the Gottman Institute says a 5-to-1 ratio of positive statements to negative statements. So if you can't manage a minimum of 5 encouraging things a day to say to your partner, destined, destined for failure. So make that a habit. I find that I'm quite nostalgic. So looking back through past photos, but spending time with myself to do that. I think when I'm with my partner and they're there with me all the time, I think there's the connection is there and it's maintained. But when I'm away and I can recharge, which might be a few days, maybe a few hours, maybe I could pull it off in a few hours. But just knowing that, like, I need to recharge to be me. This is what I need to do, whether it's go for a walk, go do something creative on my own, or learn something new, explore by myself, and then come back to the partner and go, look, I love you so much. Like I'm so grateful that you're in my life, and I love how you do these things. I love how you can let me just go out and be myself. I love the fact that we can repair. I love the fact that you still get me so horny, and I feel so blessed to have you in my life. I love the way you take care of yourself. I love the way you throw awesome ideas out there. I love how you come to me when you need something and you're not afraid of that. I love you being vulnerable with me. I love our intimacy. So I think being able to share the vulnerable, it's got to be vulnerable, and you've got to be able to feel it. Like Googling what 5 best things you should say to your partner is like, you're not even trying. Because if you can tap into yourself, you know what feelings attracted you to your partner in the first place. You know the behaviors that put that little smile on your face or make your dimples like rise up, and and you got to meditate on that. You got to really take that into you and remind yourself. Keep throwing the kindling and then the fire and the wood on that relationship fire in your life. You've got to keep doing it. It's important. You've got to maintain it. The nature for us to follow the path of least resistance is there. Like, it's in nature. The path of least resistance is in nature. It's only when you push to maintain something that you feel passionate about, it will grow. If you leave it, stagnate it. If you push it, it will grow. So a relationship, you need to keep on at it, keep on refining it, keep on looking for new things. It's like anything. It's like a business. It's like cooking. It's like anything that you enjoy or that nourishes you. You have to take care of it, and it has to occupy a really important space in your life. So one of the main reasons my relationships failed was because I was complacent. I took a lot of my partners for granted. And if you want to keep the current partner that you're with, I would really recommend looking at what you love about them and acknowledging as well that no one is perfect, including yourself, and that you're allowed to express dissatisfaction, and you also have a responsibility to maintain that relationship, and a 5-to-1 ratio is a good way to go, because that momentum's there, and it builds that foundation of that we do really love each other. So when you have those critiques or those issues or those momentary blow ups when, like, you've lost presence, you're tired, you're hungry, there's something that's like just thrown some matches onto the fire, thrown some petrol onto the fire. It's unexpected. I think you really need to have that foundation there, so you can always come back to it and go, look, I'm sorry, I know we love each other, I blew up, I was this, I was tired, this happened, it's a wounding from this, and I'm working on it. Also, going to therapy. So since I started doing the group therapy, it's been a huge help. So I think both partners should go to therapists, either the same therapist, maybe, but separate therapists definitely. And body psychotherapy is an absolute must. The body is important. The mind and the body are not separate, especially for men who intellectualize a lot and have had their heart broken by their mother or their father very early in life. It's really important. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. That is all I'm going to say. So thanks for listening, and subscribe if you want, or don't. Doesn't bother me. I love doing this stuff. So anyway, take it easy. Thanks for listening. Bye.